What is up, everyone? I'm Tello Shelton. This is Coffee with a Beta Reviewer. I'm your friendly neighborhood comic snob. Today, folks, is a review for the movie that just came out this week, The Northman. And this has been one of my most anticipated movies of 2022. So I am, without a doubt, excited to tell you how I feel about this movie. So, with that out of the way, let's get started with today's video. The Northman is an epic tale all about revenge, all about this one character named Amulet, and he's actually a prince within the Viking pantheon. But one thing that I just have to say is that Alexander Skarsgård, he did a really great job with this role, because I always have to say is that this is his most iconic character up to this day. And more importantly is that I just really loved it that they just kept it very true to the source material, specifically just the story itself, because this is the actual story that inspired William Shakespeare to create the story, Hamlet. And we all know the story of Hamlet, especially through another movie that was inspired by the story of Hamlet, The Lion King. And The Lion King is one of my all-time favorite movies of my childhood. So I just absolutely loved the parallels of all these stories that we've heard throughout the ages, especially this is the original story about revenge that we all know through William Shakespeare. So I just loved that concept, and they just emphasized the whole revenge story, that it's all about this young little prince, a Viking prince. He witnessed the murder of his own father, played by Ethan Hawke, and I thought he did a great job being a Viking. Everyone in this movie did a really good job being a Viking, but I have to give you a disclaimer here. I'm not glorifying everything that happens in this movie, because back in those days, this is 900 AD. So the stories of the Vikings, that was the norm back in the day, and I just absolutely loved it that they just kind of stick with the source material, because they sticked with the time period of when those happened. So yeah, when you think through a 2022 mindset, all these people are practically bad guys. But that's kind of how we all received Vikings at this point. But back in those days, they would be considered the good guy of their story. So I just really loved it that they did a good job in staying close to the source material. They stick close to the actual Norse mythology. So you could definitely get the sense of magical moments. I mean, it was more kind of this, it felt very real life, but with kind of this hallucinogenic vibe where everything felt like it was all magical, but it was kind of hallucinations. So I really loved the flow of the story. I really loved the way how they carried the story with a lot more depth. Amazing part of this movie was definitely the cinematography and the camera work. I mean, oh my goodness, the locations. I mean, they look very barren, but this is how you would envision what a 900 AD in Norway would look like. Especially that it's all about Vikings, and I just loved that they just kept everything close to detail. It really looked like a time of how Vikings would live, and I just loved it how they did that. It was just kind of a few locations, but it just felt so vibrant, it felt so real, and I just loved the concept that they stick with, especially when it came down to kind of the whole story of Amulet. He exiled himself after he witnessed the murder of his father, and he's now all about taking revenge on his uncle, who killed his father and also kidnapped his mother. So you can definitely see all the parallels within The Lion King, but this is just a real-life, human, brutal version of The Lion King. That's how I felt with this movie. Even the soundtrack for this movie, it was so haunting, it was so epic, it was overall fantastic, because with every single scene that you see, the soundtrack was just kind of vibing with everything. You get to feel specific moods. If you feel that something bad is about to happen, the soundtrack kicks in and it makes you feel something bad is about to happen. or maybe something good is going to happen, or something very epic is going to happen. So either way, this is all because of the director, Robert Eggers, and he has done other movies before. Very moody. He has a very specific art style, and it really showed in this one. It is a incredible story-driven movie with spectacle, and the characters in the movie were truly fantastic. In the times of the Vikings, they were all bad guys, as you see it in the movie, but either way is that like the story about Amulet, the prince, it's all about revenge. He wanted to kill his uncle, he wanted to save his mother, and he falls in love with another Viking lady, and it's just, overall, this is just a true masterpiece of a Viking movie. That's all I have to say about it. Overall, this is a 8.5 out of 10. The only reason why that I'm giving 8.5, because you know that I'm really praising this movie for what it is, but the only issue that I have with it is that it felt like that the whole revenge story could have been a bit more condensed. What I mean is that like, it felt like that there were some scenes that felt a little bit that they were dragging on the whole revenge part of the story. So it felt like that there were some scenes that I feel like that they didn't need to include. So it kind of ruined the pacing of the movie, because this is a 2.5 hour movie, but I'm pretty sure if they just took out like 20 minutes of it, it would have been a perfect 10 out of a 10. So that was my review for The Northman. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video. If you hadn't yet done so, please subscribe to my channel, as it really helps me out. And also please press that like button, and also don't press the dislike button. That's a bad one. Anyways, keep on drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.